So here we have the Nissan Micra, a 1 litre petrol Ascenter on a 17 plate. Now this is the new shape Micra. I'm going to start off by showing you around the outside of the car, and then we'll hop in and run through some controls on the inside. But from the outside you can see that it's a 5-door car and has alloy wheels. Let's start off inside the boot and then work our way around the rest of the car from there. So as we approach the rear of the car, you'll see we've got a 60/40 split folding rear seat, as well as plenty of boot space. Okay, so we're just going to work our way back round to the front of the car, and then we'll hop in and run through some controls on the inside. But now that we've done a full circle of the car, you can see that it's in wonderful condition, but actually as well it's a fantastic looking car. Just briefly before I climb in, I think it's well worth seeing the interior from this exterior point of view. These seats are in fantastic condition. There's plenty to run through on the dashboard, so let's hop in and we'll do that right now. So now that we're inside the car, we're going to start off with the dials. On the left hand side we have the Rev Counter, and on the right hand side the speedometer and fuel gauge. You can see the total miles on this car are 9,035. The information that's above that can be changed using buttons on the steering wheel. There's various different bits of fuel economy information, for example, as well as many other sort of option screens, if you like, or menu screens for things like the stereo, your digital readout for the speedometer, which is particularly handy, and then back round to where we were a moment ago. Backing out to the steering wheel, on the left hand side the buttons I was using a moment ago, as well as stereo buttons, and on the right hand side we have cruise control and speed limiter. That button there will not only answer phone calls, but it's also the voice activation button for the phone, so hit that button and ask it to dial anyone in your contacts list, and it can do that for you without you having to take your phone from your bag or pocket. That is of course once you pair the phone, and that's done on the central touchscreen just here. So I say it's touchscreen. There are a few kind of main menu buttons down the right and left hand sides that you can use to access the main menus, if you like, for the radio and media first, and then it becomes touchscreen. So if we go to radio, for example, you can see this car's got FM radio and AM radio. Once you're sort of settled on a frequency, you can then use the touchscreen to go through lists of stations and select which one you want to listen to from there. On top of that, we got the media button. Now at the moment nothing is connected, but you can see we got auxiliary input that's available to us, Bluetooth audio, so we can stream music wirelessly once we pair up a phone, and this car's also got USB input as well, so if you were to plug in a device via USB, that would also come up on here too. Working our way down, we have the air conditioning for the car. So this dial will determine where the air is blowing, the strength of the fans, so the fan speed, and then the temperature dial is just here. Once you've got those settings how you would like them, that button will turn the air conditioning on or off. Over here we can have fresh air coming in from outside the car, or we can recirculate the air that's already in it, which is a good way of heating it up or cooling it down quickly, obviously depending on the time of year. And then underneath that we have a 12-volt charging socket, the USB and auxiliary inputs that I mentioned previously, and a 5-speed manual gearbox. All that leaves me to say is thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you'd like to come and see the car in person and have a test drive, please feel free to call any of our MJA sites. We'd love to hear from you soon.